Hello everyone, welcome back to another AnimEAZY video. Today I'm going to teach you how to add backgrounds and sprite images to PIVOT Animator. And also, as a bonus point, I'm also going to teach you how to make your own transparent images so that you can use them as sprite images. So without further ado, we're going to begin. Wait, did I forget something? Oh, of course I did. Yes. First I have to welcome the people who are new to our channel. So if you are new to our channel, then welcome to AnimEAZY. In this channel, we are going to make videos on how to animate and code using simple softwares like PIVOT Animator, Scratch and Microsoft Odoo, and also many more that we might discuss in the future. So without further ado, let's begin. I'm going to start by opening PIVOT Animator. So as always, I'm going to show you guys my dimensions. I've put my onion skins to 9, which is the maximum amount. My width is 1080 and height is 720. This is the normal HD video or GIF dimension. So I'm going to click on OK. Now first of all, let's get to the more simpler part, the background. So for this, I have to go to File and I have to click on Load Background. And then I'm going to select a background, any background. It doesn't have to be these. But guys, always remember that it must be bitmap, JPEG or PNG and GIF. Yeah, and JPEG is .jpg. Bitmap is .bmp, GIF is of course .gif, and PNG, as you might have guessed, .png. So I'm going to add this background, field.png. It doesn't have to be this, so I'm going to open. Now usually this will come if the image is bigger or smaller than your animation dimensions. But if you want to keep your animations to the same dimension that you have set, then click on No. And if you want to make the dimensions directly proportional to the image, then you can click on Yes. But this time we're going to go with No. Look at that. Now we have this background. I'm again going to center my figure. So this is a good quality background. And always remember to search HD or 1080 pixel backgrounds whenever you're searching for an image, because normally for a background, quality is lower than that will not be too good. So now let's get on to the more complicated stuff, that is adding sprite images. As you might have noticed earlier, there is this icon with the smiley and this option called Load Sprite Image, keyboard shortcut Ctrl-R. So that is how you make a sprite image. I'm going to click on this. So suppose I want to give my stick figure a sword, and in this case my sword is having a transparent background. But if you don't want the sprite to be holding the sword or anything, then you can maybe not have it as a transparent background image, but I prefer my figure to be holding it. So in the preview, as you can see right here, there is no background behind it. That means that it's a transparent background image. So is this. So it's a PNG image, and then I'm going to select this one since it looks really cool. I'm going to open it. So normally the dimensions or the size of the sprite image will be the same as the way you've saved it, so it won't differ according to the animation dimensions. It might even go off screen, but I think you can manage that. But for now, we don't want our tiny little stick figure to be holding a giant sword, so let's decrease the size. I'm just holding the size down button. I think it needs to be smaller, so I'm going to keep it at 40 or maybe even lower. Let's say 35. Yeah, this is perfect. But one problem with swords, canes and other things like that is that the drag node isn't situated on the handle. So if you try to use the join option, then your sword will look like it's floating above the stickman's arm. Let's say if you want him to hold it by the arm or leg, which is unlikely, or head, which is even more unlikely. Still, you've got to be really careful when you animate using things like these. So I'm just going to give you an example of what you have to do when you're animating with these. You have to move the sword and the arm together. So I'm going to click Control. I'm just holding down Control and I'm going to click on the figure, or you can even use Shift if Control doesn't work. An alternative method is that you can just use the normal select type thing. So next, I'm going to move the arm just a little bit so that he looks like he's holding the sword. I'm going to go back to the sword. Look at that. So when you're selecting a figure together, that's what happens. The drag nodes combine. It's almost like joining them. But for now, I'm going to not join it. So I'm going to straighten the sword like that. There you go. I'm going to add a frame, and now I'm going to show you what exactly you have to do while animating with sprite images that look like these. Now, of course, it isn't compulsory that you use a sword or anything that the stick figure will hold. You can also use things like a bus, like the vehicle kind. So you can use a vehicle like a bus or a car for your stick figure to sit in. You can also use things like rocks and things which will move when the stick figure touches them or anything. So that is normally known as realistic physics simulation. But for now, I'm going to keep it simple, and I'm just going to say that it's like real gravity. So I'm just making a back and forth animation like a perfect loop thingy. And guys, I did show you some examples of perfect loops in my previous video. They are normally saved as GIFs. So if you haven't checked that out, then please check it out. The link is in the description down below. So now let's play this animation. Look at that. So that's how you do it. You just move the sword with the arm movement. I wasn't really sure what to say. So let's stop it right here. Now I'm going to show you how to add things like a dragon. So let's say I want to add this dragon. So I'm going to open it. And also these swords and things, I have made them using Google AutoDraw. It's an amazing app and I just love using it because mouse drawing isn't really too easy. So you can just make some scribbles or draw roughly, and then AutoDraw will guess what you're drawing. And yeah, you can select which drawing you want. Okay, see, that's the problem I was speaking about. So you've got to resize it. Look at that, it's like off screen and the drag node is right here near my mouse. Look at that, right there. So I'm going to resize this dragon. Come on dragon, you need to eat a little bit less. Alright. Oops, too small. I think 20 would be good enough. So we're like going to make the dragon fly in, so it's not really too big. There you go. It like flies like that. Then the stick guy drops his sword, and I've also got a really nice gravity simulation here too. It's like the sword is spinning while it's falling, which we normally see in movies, like a pirate or a captain of some sort throws a sword or stick or something and it like goes spinning everywhere. So I really like that effect and I'm going to add it to this. So what I want to show here is that the dragon just flew past him and he got so overwhelmed that now he's going to heaven. And also you can make these really swift movements. So if you want speed motion or like gravity simulation. So let's play this. And yes, the dragon comes and goes. So it drops. Look at that. Look at that. Don't you just love that effect? And now the guy's soul goes to heaven. So here's another trick I've got. I'm going to add another figure, default figure. So I'm going to put him in alignment with this figure, straighten his hands. I'm going to decrease his opacity like that, so it will look like a soul traveling up to heaven. There you go. And now the body drops down. And then I delete it. That's another trick. So let's play this. Look at that. The soul flies up, the body drops down. As simple as that. Now I'm going to show you guys something that's not related to animation, but you can use it for animation. So I'm not saving this, but I'm going to show you guys this really useful feature. So I've kept a sword unprocessed right there. So I have it in my downloads. There you go. So this is the one. Look at that. It doesn't have a transparent background. If it did, then it won't look like this. Like it would be totally black since it's a black sword. So what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to close all of this and I'm going to open a Word document. Unexpected, right? I'm opening Microsoft Word. I'm going to go to the Insert tab and click on Pictures. Now probably many of you know this feature, but probably many of you don't know this feature too. So I'm just teaching you guys. So I'm clicking on this sword that I want. This is like one of those rapier things that they used to duel with back in those medieval ages. Shakespeare mentions these, so I'm going to insert it. Yeah, it looks like a transparent image, but if I do this, then look at that, it has a border. So what we have to do is that at the leftmost part of the insert of the format tab, you will see that there is a remove background option. So you've got to click on that. Now you've got to go up like this. Then go down like this, then side to side, so that your full image is selected. Also, I'm going to mark some areas to remove, like this part, this little circle part, this hole, this other hole, that hole. These are the really minute details, and that hole. There you go. So now I'm going to click on Keep Changes and look at that. Isn't that just perfect? Also, maybe I don't want these, so I'm going to do that. Yes, only these holes need to be covered. So I'm going to Keep Changes now Look at that. Now that's perfect. Also, so that you don't have to crop in your image editor, you can just crop it from here. As simple as that. So I'm cropping it at the most. So I'm going to go all the way until it reaches the sword itself, so that it's even smoother for animation. So I'm going to click outside of it. That means that it's selected. Now I've got to right click on it. You've got to right click on it. There's cut, copy, paste options. Just ignore that. After the clipboard and edit picture, look at that. There is save as picture. So you have to click on that. I am saving it in my images folder. I'm going to name the sword 3 since I already have 2 swords. You're just altering with the name a little bit. So I'm going to save it. There you go. So let's exit Microsoft Word now. I'm not going to save this, I don't really need it. So let's exit Microsoft Word, then go back to the File Explorer, and then I'm going to open this sword 3. Look at that, almost invisible. There is a little bit of gray over there, so it isn't completely pitch black. But now I'm going to show you the same example in PIVOT Animator so that it's easier for you to understand. So I'm going to go back to PIVOT Animator and I'm going to load a sprite image. Right here, sword 3. Look at that. So of course I forgot to rotate it. I'm going to delete it right now. Yes, for sure. So I'm going to minimize. And I'm going back to the File Explorer. Also, always remember to keep your swords rotated whenever you're using them for animation. So I'm going to go here and then just 90 degrees. There you go, that's perfect. So that's it. That's all we need. I'm going to go back to images. Look at that, it's rotated. And I would prefer that you put the handle the other way. But just keep it like in a slanting position, or what we used to call sleeping line in nursery or lower nursery. So I'm going to go back to PIVOT Animator, File, Load Sprite Image, and check this out. Look at that. I'm going to make it smaller, and that's just perfect for a stick figure, isn't it? So you can like have that iconic scene from Macbeth or even Hamlet using these swords, or you can even make a futuristic ride or a roller coaster or anything that you want. It totally depends on your imagination. And also you can use Google Auto Draw to create all these images so that you can use them in your animations. Now, that's all I had to say. I don't really have anything else to teach you right now. So we're going to end the video here. Have a nice day. Bye.